was about $4 of return for every dollar spent. The budget that we have on the discretionary side begins to chip away at the maintenance backlog, but we really need a longer-term solution, and we've put on the table proposed centennial legislation that would do that and that would clear up the high-priority maintenance backlog within 10 years. So we very much appreciate support from this body to make that happen.
Thank you, and thanks for mentioning I was going to ask you about the return on investment for public lands. You mentioned 4 to 1. In addition to that return, it's also crucial that we make sure that all Americans, including diverse populations and underserved communities and youth, have opportunities to experience nature, benefit from our public lands. What can your department do to help connect people, especially diverse and underserved populations, with the great benefits of the outdoors in our public lands?
Thanks very much for the question. We've got about $100 million spread across the department, with everything from internships at the USGS to Every Kid in a Park. Every Kid in a Park program, every fourth grader in America, access to America's public lands. We're gearing up our training for that. We're raising private money supplemented with our money to get Title I schools access to go out to those places. And there are many other programs that we're doing philanthropically, as well as with our own resources to ensure that next generation is introduced.
My final question is around interstate transmissions lines like Transwest and Gateway South, and there's been concern that they were given deferential treatment even though they have huge impact to, for instance, sage-grouse habitat as well as other areas with wilderness character. What are you doing to ensure that transmission lines won't cause undue and unnecessary degradation to our public lands?
Well, that was certainly factored into the analysis. We know these are important lines, and we took that into account with the sage-grouse plans. Thank you.
For the record, Mr. Zinke.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Coal, and you mentioned that the driver behind the lack of coal demand was the market, but I'll submit to you also is that the punishment that coal has been taken on regulation also has an impact. My question really is about the moratorium. You said that in statements and today that it would not affect jobs, but have you done an economic analysis of the jobs in states like Alabama, Arkansas, Colorado, Kentucky, Wyoming, North Dakota, Oklahoma, Utah, and Montana on the effect of jobs and the moratorium on coal leases?
The pause that we're putting on coal leases for the length of the PIS had a number of exclusions to them. Exclusions for metallurgical coal, recognizing that existing coal mines have nearly 20 years or more than 20 years of coal under lease, but exceptions also so that if a mine is at risk of shutting down, that we can consider that an exception. If a power plant is at risk of shutting down, we also grandfathered a number of projects that were in the pipeline and nearing completion, and we've provided ongoing ability for people to conduct their NEPA analysis so that they can continue their efforts during the time we're doing the PEIS. So we believe we've made accommodations to where there will be no impact on coal jobs.
So do I have your commitment then? If a mine company applies for one of these exceptions, your agency will work to ensure that the processing of those requests and application is done before they have to shut down?
Yes, we certainly, I mean, they've got to come to us with sufficient time. They can't come the day before they're going to shut down. But as long as they come to us and work with us, we're very happy to work with them to support the exceptions that we've put in place.
Well, thank you for your commitment. Turn to the buffalo, which is a big issue in Montana with the BLM. Is that I went out